I know a studio lead who received 412 applications for one junior 3D position last month. 412. He hired 0 of them. Not because he was picky, not because the budget disappeared. He told me, with genuine frustration, I couldn't find one person who seemed to understand what the job actually was. 400 artists, all convinced they were ready, all rejected by the same invisible wall. And here's what should make you nervous. That wall isn't talent. It isn't software skill. It isn't even portfolio quality. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of what studios are actually buying when they hire a junior artist. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why most beginners stay beginners forever. The 5 specific mistakes that auto-reject your application before a human even looks at it. And the one shift that took an unemployed artist from 0 callbacks to 3 offers in 6 weeks. But first, I need to tell you about the portfolio that gets ignored every single time. Let me introduce you to Sarah. Again, not her real name, but her portfolio is sitting in my DMs right now. Sarah has 10 pieces. A dragon, a mech, a photorealistic apple, a sci-fi corridor, a character bust, an abstract render. Each one is technically competent. Each one took her weeks. And every single piece answers the same question. Can I use software? That's it. That's the only question her portfolio answers. And here's the brutal truth. Every other applicant can use software too. Blender is free. Tutorials are infinite. Can I use software? Is not a differentiator in 2026. It's the baseline expectation. The portfolio that gets hired answers a completely different question. Can I solve a problem you actually have? I saw a junior artist get hired last month with exactly 3 pieces in his portfolio. Not 10, 3. But one was a modular environment kit with clear poly counts and LODs labeled. One was a prop sheet showing how his assets worked inside Unreal. One was a material breakdown explaining his texture budget choices. He wasn't the best artist. He was the most hireable artist because he showed that he understood the job wasn't make pretty things. The job was make things that work inside our machine. And here's the unexpected twist. Sarah's dragon was objectively more impressive than anything in that guy's portfolio. But nobody needed a dragon. They needed someone who wouldn't break the pipeline. But bad portfolios aren't the only killer. There's a trap that's even more insidious because it feels like progress. Meet Jake. Jake has been learning 3D for 14 months. He's done the donut. He's done the chair. He's done the low-poly character, the hard surface mech, the anime face, the procedural landscape, the geometry nodes tutorial, the shader tutorial, the lighting tutorial. His YouTube history is a graveyard of followed-along projects. Jake has never, not once, finished a piece that wasn't guided by someone else's screen. And that is why Jake will never get hired. Here's the belief you need to kill. Following tutorials is building skill. It's not. It's building familiarity. There's a massive difference. Skill is what happens when you close the tutorial, stare at a blank scene, and have to make 40 decisions with no safety net. What scale is this? How do I optimize this? Does this read correctly in Engine? What happens when the director says, make it 20% bigger? Tutorials give you the dopamine of completion without the muscle of problem solving. And studios don't hire people who can follow instructions. They hire people who can handle ambiguity. Jake isn't failing because he's untalented. He's failing because he's been performing competence instead of building it. But even if you escape the tutorial loop, there's another trap waiting. This one hurts because it sounds like a strength. I'm a generalist. I model, sculpt, texture, light, animate, rig, and composite. Stop, please. You're not a generalist. You're a beginner who hasn't picked a lane yet. And studios can smell it from space. When a lead looks at a generalist portfolio, they don't see versatility. They see indecision. They see someone who hasn't spent enough time in any single discipline to be trusted with real production work. The math is simple. A studio hiring a junior position has a specific hole to fill. They need an environment artist, or a prop modeler, or a texture artist. They do not need someone who is okay at 7 things. I know that feels counterintuitive. You think more skills equals more opportunities. But more skills spread thinly actually equals zero opportunities. Because in every category, there's someone deeper than you. The artist who gets hired isn't the Swiss Army knife. They're the scalpel. They picked one thing, went uncomfortably deep, and build a portfolio that says, I know exactly what I do, and I can do it in your pipeline. But okay, let's say you have a focused portfolio. You escape the tutorial loop. You're still not getting hired. Why? Because you're applying like a spam bot. This is the mistake that makes me want to shake people. I asked that studio lead, the one with 400 applicants, what separated the applications that got interviews from the ones that got deleted. He said one word: context. 90% of those 400 applications were identical. Same cover letter template. Same Dear Hiring Manager. Same portfolio link with zero mention of the studio's actual work. Same resume listing every software under the sun. They weren't applications. They were lottery tickets. The 10% that got interviews, they mentioned a specific project the studio shipped. They explained why their skills solved a specific problem that project had. They showed they'd done 30 seconds of research. Here's the unexpected part. The winning applications weren't longer. They were shorter, more targeted. One artist wrote, I noticed your last game had dense urban environments with tight memory constraints. Here's a modular kit I built that stays under budget. That artist got an interview, not because they were the best, because they were the only one who seemed to care about the studio's actual problem. Applying everywhere is applying nowhere. Applying specifically is how you stand out in a pile of 400. But there's one more wall, and it's the one that separates the good enough artists from the ones who actually get the call. This is the one nobody talks about. Most beginner portfolios exist in a vacuum. Beautiful model, black background, dramatic lighting, no context. But a model in a vacuum tells a studio almost nothing. They don't know if you understand scale. They don't know if you can optimize. They don't know if you've ever opened a game engine or if everything you make lives in a render window. The artist who got 3 offers in 6 weeks, she made one change to her portfolio. She started showing context. She showed wireframes. She showed UV layouts. She showed her asset inside Unreal with the shader graph visible. She showed poly counts and texture memory. She showed how her prop fit into a larger scene. She wasn't just showing art. She was showing literacy. She was proving she could have a conversation with a tech artist without glazing over. She was proving she wouldn't need to be babysat. And here's the twist. Her actual artistic skill didn't improve during those 6 weeks. Her communication did. And communication is what gets you hired when everyone else is roughly the same skill level. So if you're sending out applications and hearing crickets, I need you to ask yourself a hard question. Does your portfolio prove you can do the job? Or does it just prove you can use Blender? Because those are not the same thing. All right, let's land this plane. If you're a beginner who wants to get hired, you need to make 5 specific shifts. Not eventually. Now. 1. Build a portfolio that solves problems, not shows off. Pick one discipline. Build 3 pieces that look like they belong in a real production. Show constraints. Show process. Show context. 2. Escape the tutorial loop. Your next project has no guide. Figure it out. That's where skill actually forms. 3. Pick a lane. Generalist is not a job title. It's a phase you should have exited 6 months ago. 4. Stop applying everywhere. Pick 10 studios. Study their work. Write them specific sentences about their specific problems. Quality of application beats quantity every time. 5. Show your work in context. Wireframes. Engine screenshots. Budgets. Let studios see that you understand the pipeline, not just the viewport. These shifts aren't complicated. They're just uncomfortable because they force you to stop being a student and start being a professional. But that's the job. That's the actual job. For 100 applicants, 0 hires. The gap between I know 3D and I'm hireable is wider than most beginners realize. But it's also narrower than you think once you know which 5 walls to break through. If this video felt like someone finally told you the truth, here's what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button, because this channel is where we strip away the tutorial fantasy and talk about what actually gets you hired in 3D. Every week, I break down the portfolios, the applications, and the industry shifts that determine whether you make it or you don't. Drop a comment and tell me, which of these 5 mistakes are you stuck in right now? The portfolio problem? The tutorial loop? The generalist trap? The spray and pray applications? Or the missing context? I read every single comment, and your honesty helps everyone else in this community. Like this video, if it snapped you out of the just keep grinding illusion, it tells YouTube to put this in front of other beginners who need to hear it before they waste another year. Share it with that friend who's been applying for months with no response. They need this reality check. You don't need to be the best artist in the pile. You need to be the one who actually understands the job. See you in the next one. Keep building.